giving you the real from A to Z surrounding the Dallas Cowboys. News, updates, rumors, transactions, takes, and more. So strap up, Cowboys Nation, and start your day off with A to Z Sports. Live with Will Steele.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go!
Good morning, Cowboys Nation. Welcome to A to Z Sports live from Oxnard, California, Cowboys training camp. I am your host, Will Skywalker Steele. Boom! I know I'm late, man. Give me a break. It's about 6:41 West Coast time. Is this what it's like when you're like a radio personality and you gotta travel and change with the area codes and times? My goodness. But we here, we live. Good practice yesterday. In fact, a historic, that's the word I'm using for me, for the brand. I think for the community in general. Practice yesterday. Man, a lot to really go over in that sense, but I don't want to do that. This isn't about me. This is about providing the information to you guys. And we got some good stuff yesterday, whether it was from a presser, whether it was from conversations on the side, whether it was from conversations after practice, whether it was actual practice. But it was just, I think it was a good practice Saturday, followed up with another one yesterday. And Mike McCarthy said in the presser, hey, these next two practices, we're going to have some good ones as they gear up for the Denver Broncos for the joint practice on Thursday and scrimmage, basically a scrimmage, preseason game on Saturday. Wednesday is going to be a walkthrough, probably a closed one. We'll see. They might switch that up, but so we won't be at that one. But we'll give you some notes, man. I got some Cowboys notes, and in the title, it says "Clear Plan for CeeDee Lamb." I've come away now with the Oxnard practices that I've seen when I was in Texas. And the practices I've seen up close, I think there's a clear plan. I don't think it's some mystery or anything, but it's a clear plan. We'll talk about that a little bit, what I saw, and we'll get in some notes, man. Y'all can call if you want today. 351-999-3787. Come on in. We'll talk a little bit more as long as it's not about Antonio Brown. We can have a conversation. But call on in and let's talk, man. Let's talk. But shout out to the Bomb Squad. Could not have done what ultimately, we did yesterday. Could not without you guys. So, I appreciate y'all up in here. In fact, as soon as I fix this, boom. I see what's going on. In fact, I got something for y'all, Bomb Squad. I don't know just quite yet how I'm going to distribute this. My bad, y'all. Give me 1 second. Okay. All right, cool. I was feeling good yesterday, man. And I showed this on Roch's channel. So, got the jersey. I don't wear jerseys as much, by the way. A stallback jersey for y'all, man. I got a legend because some people don't like Dak. Some people don't like Lamb. Some people don't like Zeke. So I got a legend. Everybody likes Captain America. I'm going to give this away. I don't know how yet, but I want to give this away to you guys just to show some appreciation as much as I can because y'all, and listen, I'm not here without y'all. So I'm not really sure how I'm going to do it, man, but we'll figure it out, and we'll do a drawing or something here on the show when I get back to Texas, and we'll have a good time with it. All right? With that said, let's get down to some goddamn business. Let's get into this chat, though, real quick. I saw somebody brought up Roquan Smith. Lemitra, shout out to you, Lemitra. Somebody else hit me on Twitter, this is funny right here. They hit me on Twitter, and they said the same thing. What's funny is as I'm prepping for the show, I saw that go down, and I was like, we already got Anthony Barr, so, we're probably not going to be in that market for a Roquan Smith. But boy, Roquan would be fun on this team. But I'm not about to think about that, man. We're really not going to have a Roquan Smith on this team. So let's not get too caught up in that. Hector said, caught you at the presser yesterday with the excellent question. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Hector. Man, that was the presser moment. You know, I met Dak Prescott yesterday and all the players and some of the coaches and things like that. But the press conference to me was the most kind of take back moment, because it's like, oh, wow, I actually can do exactly what I said to you guys I would want to do if I had a chance to ask some questions. So got a chance to ask a question, and we got through it, man. And it was a fantastic question. About that, me and Voch were down at the breakfast table like, hey, man, I got a couple of questions here. Let's kind of figure something out and put it together. So with an assist from my guy Voch, shout out to my homie, we put together a question. We got there. I didn't know which one I was going to do. Picked that one, and it went through, man. Went through. Biggest super chat wins the jersey. Nah, we're not going to do that. I'm not going to make y'all buy the jersey. I want to give it away, man. I want to give it away. All right, see Nick Scott. No, I ain't make it yet, man. We trying to get there. We trying to get there. Nah, Joey, you cool. You can call back in 351-999-3787. All right, so yesterday I'm a little ticked off right now because I got – y'all don't know this, but I got slight technical issues right now. Those who know me know I'm steaming inside. But it's not working. Cool. No big deal. We still going to rock out. All right, let's get to some notes. If we did a morning roundup, this would be the morning roundup notes, and I'll get to the question in a second, Joss. McClay. He spoke yesterday. By the way, I talked to Will McClay yesterday as well. That was pretty damn cool. Will McClay spoke with the media, not me because I already dipped out and was moving around. He spoke with the media and said that the Cowboys are bringing in 4 different kickers today or next week when they get to Dallas, whatever. But they're trying out 4 different kickers, and one of the kickers, y'all, is Brett Maher. You didn't hear that wrong. It's Brett Maher. 62-yard field goal, but can't make the extra point. Brett Maher. Yeah, I mean, okay. I mean, hey, at least they're trying something. At this point, what are we going to do? So they're trying to throw darts at that wall. I think we talked about this with Voch on his show yesterday. He was like, so do we just roll with Liram since Garibay wasn't so great? Yesterday he had a better day. Garibay was 5 for 7. Liram didn't miss. And the thing about Liram only had one bad day. But even when Liram kicks it, it's like, well, is it going to get there? I don't think he has a strong leg, which they brought in Brett, who does have a strong leg. But I told Voch, I said, just continue to throw darts at this thing and figure it out. With kickers, I don't care how many you bring in and bring out. It's not like you need chemistry at like an offensive line or with a quarterback. Kickers is kicking all year long. So, bring as many guys in to compete as possible, and let's see what you got, man. But, yeah, we are desperate, Jim. Brett Maher could potentially be back with the Dallas Cowboys. We need to bring in Urban Meyer's kicking consultant. That's hilarious. Other news. J-Ron Curse, among all the craziness that was going on, I mean, when I talk about things are so fast when you're on the other side, I didn't see J-Ron. I didn't notice J-Ron wasn't even there until towards the end. And he was out with a back issue. Don't know how serious it is. If McCarthy is doing a presser, I'd imagine somebody's going to ask him about that because that's what they normally do. They ask about the injury guys. And he sat down. Ferguson sat down. Isaac Taylor-Stewart sat down. But of those 3, Curse was the one that stuck out to me the most because it's J-Ron Curse. Interesting note, though, it was Marquis Bell who was getting a lot of reps with the ones and had a conversation with Vacho. I'm going to say that a lot because we talk a lot off air. And I was like, I wonder if they were throwing more at Bell to see what he can do because the coaches speak highly of him. And one thing I've noticed is that, and I like this, they're taking some of these younger players and they're making these younger players, they're putting them in situations. They're putting them in, I don't call them high pressure situations, but they're testing them. They're seeing what they can do. Because you can easily say, oh, well, Dono's next man up, which in a way he was, but but Marquis Bell was getting kind of that, okay, J-Ron's out, here comes Bell looks. He was down in the box. He was doing the moving around things. He was covering tight ends. So I thought that was something to keep an eye on. A lot of what I'm about to say is we got to kind of hold tight, put a pin in everything until preseason. But Bell, Turpin, Houston for right now, leaders in the clubhouse for those undrafted free agents to make the roster. Clear-cut leaders in the clubhouse to make the roster. And last on the roundup list, Jabril Cox. He returned, and he looked healthy. If you go look at my tweet after the press conference, Pat Walker asked me, hey, what's up with Jabril Cox? McCarthy was very coy about it. He really didn't say whether he was going to do team drills or anything, but he said, hey, we're going to ramp him up a little bit more, see what he can do. And then once we got out there, he was out there in individuals, and then he did some team drills. So that got me to thinking, oh, well, is Jabril fully back? Had a conversation with Jabril. I would drop that interview. It's a short chat with Jabril Cox after practice. Had a short chat with him. To make it sweet and short right here, what he basically told me was he's going to be on a snap count. He is on a snap count. And I'd asked him, well, what are you going to be doing for Denver? Will you be practicing in that mock game situation and playing in preseason? He said it's up to Britt Brown. So I'll drop that probably tomorrow or Thursday. I got a couple different ones. Spoke with Will Grier, leader in the clubhouse. He's in my notes. And spoke with, who was the other one? Jalen Tolbert. Really good interview with Jalen. He gave me a few minutes of his time. Man, I really see. Here's the thing. I really root for Jalen Tolbert. He's a good dude. He's got a lot of talent. I hope Jalen Tolbert just exceeds all expectations, and just shoots to the moon. But got some good stuff with Jalen. We'll drop later on too. So we'll get all of that to you guys. I'm with you, Ian. I'm with you. I didn't drop the full interview, next. We just dropped little tidbits just to kind of get you guys hey, look out. We're going to be dropping these interviews later in the day or later in the week. But I'm with you, Ian. Will Grier, QB2. We'll talk about that later. We got, man, listen, Marv, you never call in this early, Marv. You never call. You must have been up, ready to go, Marv. What's goody?
I like Will Steele. It's like my grandfather. He must be up at 5 in the morning. I like this dude.
I woke up about 5:30, a little bit before that, and try to get my mind together, man. You can hear it in my voice. I'm still kind of trying to get it together, but we here, brother. Give me all that content. What's goody?
All right, man. But hey, I'm like, so you saw the practice, huh? Who you like better? Who did you like? Everybody want to know, who did you like out there?
Well,
give me your 3 best players, rookies.
Well, I'm going to get to my notes if I can in an orderly fashion. But who did I like yesterday, my kind of standouts?
Yeah.
I would – and you said rookies? Because I don't want to give all rookies. Yeah. I don't think it was a rookie's day yesterday. Will Grier stood out to me from the backup position. And they pick a goddamn on name on the defensive line in those interiors. But I'll give Neville popped to me. Boy, and I said this on Vacha, so they better stop putting backups on Tristan Hill. That's just a done thing here. Yeah, Tristan Hill is not going to gain anything by playing against Braylon Jones. So, just stop it. So when they were doing those kind of one-on-ones with it really wasn't one-on-ones, but with the defensive line, all the interior guys were standing out to me down there. CeeDee Lamb to me was kind of saving that. And Simi with the second team has really stood out. I kind of want to see him get worked in where Dennis is kind of getting those outside reps. I want to see Simi get some of those outside reps. Yeah. So, it was a handful. I could name the whole damn defense in general, but those are some of the guys I can point out to you at this second.
Because I'm like, it's going to be a battle. Because when I saw that big dude, Jordan, how he pushed that dude back from Philly. Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw that. Jordan Davis is, it's Jordan Davis.
That's how that dude.
It's my guy.
I know. He going to make that defense good, y'all. I'm telling you. But I'm telling you something, my defense in the middle going to be good, too. Hey, that guy, number 95, they're like 2 ice boxes. That dude is big, man.
Who you talking about?
Big country.
Oh, you talking about Ridgeway?
Yeah, I'm like, man, this dude big as a mother. He's hard to block.
Let me tell you this right now. John Ridgeway is not. He's not been the best one tech in camp.
Who been 98?
Bohanna has been better than Ridgeway. Carlos Watkins is been a bit better. They're going to have an issue on their hands. I tweeted this out yesterday. There's going to be a weird game going on with the DBs because there's a lot of those. A weird game going on with the offensive linemen because there's not a lot of those. So the defensive line, there's a lot of people in that room, a lot of players who may not make the team but are playing like they could. So I wonder if practicing, I should, like they could. I wonder if they go super long there and take away from the DB room or take away from the offensive line room because the defensive line, the competition is crazy.
Yeah, because if whoever go in there, you're not gonna be able to slide them through. They get picked up ASAP.
We'll see.
Tell you.
We'll see, man. Here's the thing. This is what I had to keep saying yesterday. I'm ready now for them to play against another team. I think I've seen enough. Too. I think at this point, and it's always been about this for the team, but from a fan standpoint, at this point it's mostly, install and things like that. But at this point, I'm ready to see them go up against different competition because I think I got a good read on everything in regards to the offense and defense. But I don't think it's an accurate read because it's against your own players.
Me too.
So you need to see them against somebody else.
Because I think they don't really want them guys to hurt each other. But when they play another team, it's
they can't hit. Yeah. They can't hit.
Yeah.
There's a lot. I'm going to get to it, Marv. But, hey, appreciate you calling in, waking up super. You don't never call in this early, Marv.
I know. I woke up early. I said, let me call. I saw it said still online.
Yes, sir.
This dude just like my grandmother. He used to piss me off. 5 in the morning. I'm like,
my man. Appreciate you, big dog.
All right, fam.
All right, man.
Shalom.
Before we move on, man, that was Marv called in. First caller on the Cochran Firm Pulse of the Nation hotline. I got to tell y'all about the Cochran Firm, man. For over 50 years, the Cochran Firm has been the nation's premier personal injury, truck accident, and medical malpractice law firms. Their attorneys handle the most challenging civil cases, and all of their civil cases are handled on a contingent fee basis. This means their fee is solely based on a percentage of the money they recover for you. The initial consultation is free. So stop by the Cochran Firm's office in Dallas or Fort Worth or schedule your free consultation today at cochranfirm.com. Y'all can call back in. There it is, 351-999-3787. Yeah, I'm going to get to the notes. I got you, Marv. I got everybody. I'm going to get to what I saw yesterday and get back to the chat, though. Ultra, am I worried about Steele? Go watch the first 6 weeks. Here's the thing about Steele. I think I think this not competition, but him going up against Parsons, going up against D-Law and these guys is good for him. He has to be getting beat by a few other guys. Sure, all these dudes have been getting beat by a few other guys, but I'm ready, just like I said earlier, to see, what is he going to do against the Denver Broncos? What is he going to do against the Chargers if he even plays against Seattle? Because I got enough actual game tape to have confidence from the right tackle spot. But practice is not always advantageous to certain situations for whether it be DB, whether it be a tackle, whether it be whatever. But it's designed to stress your ass out. And that's exactly what the Cowboys are doing to Dan Quinn. He ain't letting up. And that's a good thing, right? You want iron sharpening iron. So I'm not concerned until I see game tape to get concerned just yet. And again, there are reps he's won. Like, that's the thing. I tried to take a couple of them, and I'm mad because I got one that I was just illustrating his athletic ability match against D-Law. And people were like, oh, I don't think that was quite a win. In my opinion, I thought he combated with D-Law very well. And then the next rep, boom, 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 stonewall D-Wall. And I'm like, damn, I didn't get that on tape. Because people aren't putting those on tape because it's not fun to look at. You know what I mean? And when Micah Parsons is just, dip, and beating you, or 1, 2, 3, boom, he's going to the quarterback. That's fun to watch. And so people are going to record. And I get that. I totally understand that. But he's had his fair share of wins, and he's had his fair share of losses. It's not been a particularly clean camp for Steele by any means. But to come away concerned, not yet. No, I actually want to see. I hope Michael Parsons is beating Terrence. I hope D-Law is beating Terrence, which, by the way, he wins more often against D-Law than people want to give him credit for. But I hope those things are happening. Help me out with this pronunciation, y'all. Don't kill me, man. I'm going to try to get it. Tafua. Mike Tafua, number 52. There's a couple guys every camp that stands out. They do some things from a pass rushing standpoint. Remember, we used to love Bradley and I. I wonder if Mike Tafua is this year's Bradley and I. He does some cool pass rushing things. That we'll see if it translates in the preseason. But again, like I was saying, man, there's just a lot of traits and talent and athleticism on the defensive side of the ball that I think is overwhelming to the offense, in my opinion. I think the offense doesn't have the talent to match the defense from top to bottom. And you see that throughout practice. Now, the offense is – Dak and CeeDee are winning. Like, Dak to CeeDee is working. That's not an issue. The rest of the guys, it's very hit or miss. And I think it's because even on the hits, from a passing standpoint, they're not making things easy. Now, the second team, when you get the ITSs in there, the Blands in there, things kind of loosen up a bit. Simi Fehoko is making some plays. Noah Brown's making some plays with Will Grier, by the way. TJ Vasher had an opportunity to make some plays. Let's talk about Will Grier. Will Grier, I think, is the leader in the clubhouse at QB2, in my opinion. I think this week you started to see, or towards the end of last week, you started to see Will get a lot more second-team reps with the offense, and he's been delivering. He's been delivering to he's been delivering to TJ Vasher. He's been delivering to Simi Fehoko. Excuse me. He had a beautiful deep ball. A beautiful deep ball up the left sideline to TJ Vasher, and granted, this would have been a very tough catch. And he dropped it in the breadbasket. It just went right through T.J. Vasher's hands. And I said, okay, it's a good win for Will Grier. He had another one on a rollout to Simi Fehoko for a touchdown in the end zone. Another one for Will Grier. His arm is lively, much more lively than DiNucci. DiNucci got an arm, and I think it's way more lively than Cooper Rush. Now I'm ready to see Will against competition, and I asked him about that too, and he said he's ready. So I think Will Grier is your quarterback 2 right now. And he's more comfortable in this offense after having getting signed in September of last year. He had no time to really get this offense because by the time you get into the season, you're game planning. You're not really worried about install. So I got Grier right now. Now y'all remember, everything got a pin in it. Every single thing we're talking about at camp has a pin in it until we get to preseason games. Because last year, what's the fella from Pittsburgh, or played against the Pittsburgh Steelers in 2020? Gilbert. Gilbert was quarterback 2 for damn near all the camp. But Gilbert was, hey, this is his position to lose, and damn it, he lost it. Because Cooper Rush put together about 2 games, maybe a game and a half, and did just enough at the end of preseason to pull it out and beat, is it Gilbert? Am I getting that right? I think it's Gilbert. Gilbert. So everything has a pin in it. Right now it's Grier, but when the games come on, maybe it'll be Cooper Rush. So that's all I'm saying. Dallas Sports 1997. Who was our backup QB name? Right now, to me, it's Will Grier, but Cooper Rush was the backup from last year. Sky, would you sign J.C. Treader to replace Tyler Biadasz? Let me take a sip real quick. Tyler had a day yesterday. Shoot, the other Tyler did too. The interior, if you guys remember on the show yesterday, I was giving praise to the edge rushers and the defensive ends, and how disruptive they were from a pass rushing standpoint and against the run. I said, okay, I don't think the DTs are really doing that at a high frequency rate. Different story yesterday. Whether it had been in drills, whether it had been in team, they were a bit more active yesterday. Tyler Biadasz definitely had his struggles against the Neville Gallimores of the world, the Osas of the world. He had his struggles a bit. But J.C. Tretter was somebody we talked about earlier in the offseason. Here's the thing about it. It's not going to happen. So, I could say, hey, it'd be nice to bring him in, but that's really just not a thing right now, right? It's most likely just going to be Tyler Biadasz and right now Matt Fournier, who, by the way, just because I didn't bring up this dude's name don't mean he ain't having it. Bohanna. And we talked about Bohanna earlier. Quinton I think we talked about this before. I said, Bohanna, man, something's up because he's quiet. Nobody's saying nothing. I'm kind of writing him off. Hey, John Ridgeway. Quinton Bohanna went to the lab. Slimmed up, toned up, much quicker. In fact, I got a quote I heard on the field. Where's it at? Matt Fournier. I'm sitting here watching all the drills and watching the team. I'm like, and I even saw some of the videos from last week. Like, man, Q got this swim move going. Q is shooting these gaps way faster than he was last year. And this is what Fournier said to Bo. Hit him on the shoulder pad. Hey, didn't know you had that speed, big fella. So it ain't just me seeing it. Fournier's feeling it. So I think Bo is definitely ahead of Ridgeway right now. But again, one thing that these guys like a Ridgeway, like a Bland, like a Devin Harper, that they have going for them is they were draft picks. And they're very recent draft picks. And if one thing we know, they're going to try to keep theirs. They kept all 11 of their draft picks last year. I don't know if they can do that this year, but they're going to try to. I think you're going to see a guy like Willetsko. He's going to go on IR. Probably. You might get I don't got my mic, but hey, young fella. How's your ankle feeling? Oh, I'm fine, coach. I said, how's your ankle feeling? It's fine, coach. It's not fine? IR. And that's how they're going to try to get these guys on this roster. But right now, Bohanna can't go anywhere. Right now, Tristan Hill can't go anywhere. So, do you carry, D linemen, you carry, 11 guys on the defensive line, including edge rushers and DTs? Or do you make a decision and have to cut somebody that you like? That's going to be the question. Do you say, hey, I'm going to cut a guy with 1 year left? I may like him, but I got another guy who's got 3 years left. Do you say, well, I'm going to cut a guy in the DB room just to keep this guy with 1 year because I think he'll help us get to greater pastures? So it's going to be a numbers game. Thank God somebody else asked Mike McCarthy at the press conference about this, because I was going to ask Mike, hey, are you guys thinking about the 53 just quite yet with all the competition at some of these rooms? And he said, oh, no, we haven't even thought about that yet. So Professor O, Sky noticed Iggy got some first-team defensive reps yesterday and had a PBU. As a safety guy yourself, how did he look? Somebody else hit me up and said, hey, was Israel Mukuamu playing cornerback snaps? I didn't necessarily peep that. What I saw was Izzy was coming down to guard in the slot. I didn't focus on Izzy exactly, so I don't want to fake the funk and act like I was watching Izzy intently. But the only times I kept looking over to Pat, and I was like, God dang. When Israel Mukuamu and Nashawn Wright are on the same field at the same time, on the same side of the field, lined up at the line of scrimmage, it looks like skyscrapers. It looks like Twin Towers are there. So I really didn't focus on Izzy in that aspect. I was very intently watching the defensive line, very intently watching the Anthony Browns, Jordan Lewis. Jordan Lewis have a good camp, but boy, they putting CeeDee Lamb in that slot, which I want to get to here in a second. They putting CeeDee Lamb in that slot, and CeeDee Lamb's killing. But so Professor O, he's one of the guys I want to focus on today. There was another guy I wanted to focus on, and I completely forget the name. I thought I written it down somewhere. But I'm going to focus on some other guys that I haven't really done the last couple practices, and I'll be able to report back to you guys. So before I get too far into the stream, I do want to talk about the main point I want to make today about CeeDee Lamb and the offense. Which, by the way, when I talk about I have a question mark still on the passing offense in regards to intermediate and deep. I'm mostly talking about everybody but CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb has had a great camp. And here's what I noticed Kellen Moore is doing with him. He is hiding he's hiding the hell out of CeeDee Lamb. And I think it's smart. And they kind of foreshadowed this situation weeks ago in one of, I think it was Mike McCarthy. I think we brought up the audio. Mike McCarthy foreshadowed the situation. He said, yeah, we are understanding that, he didn't say the names, ain't no Amari Cooper out there. There's no Michael Gallup out there. We don't have a veteran guy that's going to make a defense pay attention to them. So teams are going to pay attention to CeeDee Lamb. So the best way to get teams up off of him is to move him around. I looked over to Brad and I said, man, they keep moving Brad Sham. They keep moving him. They keep moving CD around damn near every play. And he said, yeah, they're going to have to, and this is why I said hide. They're going to have to hide CeeDee Lamb this year until Gallup gets back. So you're looking at CD doing at snap motion. You're looking at CD doing pre-snap motion. And here's, shout out to whoever did this, found this research, but John Owning retweeted it. Y'all know how I feel about at snap and pre-snap motion. Wasn't enough done last year. But when it was done, CD was hardly involved. They motioned CeeDee Lamb a total of 53 times last year. That was 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 on the team. When they targeted CeeDee Lamb, when he motioned, 6 times last year. What? Can't do that, man. Not a guy who got the shiftiness of CeeDee Lamb. Not a guy who can catch it and go. You got to put that ball in CeeDee Lamb's hand right away and find ways to get him involved on the move a little bit more. And I think that is the clear plan, at least early on in the season, is to get CeeDee Lamb on the move, similar to Cooper. Cooper was the guy they moved the most. Cooper, and believe it or not, Cedric Wilson was the guy they moved the most, and they still didn't really get a whole lot to him on the move. Only 20 targets for Cooper on the move. That's why, we ain't gonna get on that. I'm seeing some encouraging things from Kellen Moore. So there's more movement with CeeDee Lamb, and there's a more intent to get him the ball on said movement with CeeDee Lamb. And then finally, I think CeeDee Lamb's your slot guy. El Tino, CD in the slot. Does slot take more punishment? I don't know if they take more punishment, but I think right now, especially without a James Washington, especially without going to get a slot guy, Turpin is not going to be doing slot things. That's not what they're doing with Turpin. It seems like they're doing slot things with CD. Now, when I say slot things, I don't necessarily mean, whip routes. I like a slot that can take advantage of a poor cornerback with those type of routes. They're doing similar slot things with CD like they did his rookie year. More 7, more downfield, more of those situations. He's still getting tick on the outside, but I think Kellen is going to try to isolate CD on the inside to get him away from coverage and things like that. If it works, it works. Now can Dennis Houston or whoever else out there, Jalen Tolbert, TJ Vasher, Simi Fehoko, can those guys hold it down on the outside? That's the next thing we want to see. One-on-ones, these guys are getting wins. Against second, third teams, these guys are getting some wins. But that first team, aside from CeeDee Lamb, like I said yesterday, I think the first team defense is making things very difficult on this passing offense. So I'm ready to see the offense and the defense for that matter, but the offense against a different team. I've seen enough from the 1v1s. I give that advantage to the defense. But the connection between Dak and CD, better than ever so far. It was really good last year in camp. So far, Dak and CD, it's fine. Dak trusts Houston. Doesn't mean Houston is making all these fantastic plays. Houston's probably going to make the team. Houston hasn't, jumped out and excited anybody, but he's been where he needed to be. He's catching the ball. Dak trusts him, right? Simi is making a lot of plays with the twos and Vasher as well. And Tolbert is still, he's around. Like Tolbert Tolbert's so smooth, man. I think he's the guy I want to see kind of be featured a little bit more because I think he's better than all the other guys oppo of CD, even Noah. Fun thing about Noah, I don't think Noah's going to be a 2. I don't think Noah Brown's going to be a wide receiver 2, but we'll see in preseason. But Noah Brown's had a good camp too, So can those guys pick up the slack around CeeDee Lamb? TBD. Put a pin in it. Oh, my bad. I had somebody in the call, and my bad. I kind of got the going, man. We got Law in the building. Law, what's good, bro? He says Turpin got the 9 route and end around runs only, or he can be a clear out guy. Yeah, he ain't doing the whip stuff. He ain't doing not yet at least. I haven't seen him do like real slot stuff. They sending him on the jet sweeps. What do you call the play, football coaches out here, when and it's fairly a new play in the NFL, when the wide receiver, and TP does this, motions in front of the quarterback, he's in shotgun, catch it, and they just throw it right to him. He's doing those things. He's doing, I think I told you all this yesterday, I like the cool play they did with Turpin where they had him do the jet motion and they threw it to him. And that way he can get the ball real fast. And to be honest with you, that first person will never, ever be able to tackle him unless they got a stupid angle and they hit him before he catches it. So they're doing horizontal things with him behind or at the line of scrimmage. Not a lot of slot things, just yet at least. Slot wide receivers are in the middle of the area, field between the hash marks. Yes, a lot of his hits on the receivers. The great Drew Pearson ran routes like that. It's a different game, in my opinion. I think you cannot compare the passing offense and defenses from 1977 and 82 to 2022. You can't rock these guys as much as you used to. And they're not running slot guys into linebackers purposefully anymore. If you go watch and look how they're using slot guys, they're actually isolating these dudes. They're trying to get them on a linebacker to get them on and out or a quick in, and they're not really taking as much punishment as you may think. I don't think receivers take a lot of punishment in general. That's why when that question was asked, I was like, I mean, they all are free to roam around. Hella confident in JT. Who's JT? Not worried about him at all. What wide receivers are going to play outside with Lamb playing in the middle? Right now, Dennis Houston, Noah Brown, Simi, right? Those are your leaders. Those are your leaders in the clubhouse. Nah, it's not a direct snap, Sam. He kind of, I can't explain it. I don't got the film up right now. Y'all know what I'm talking about. They come in motion. Dak's in shotgun. He catches it, and it's like hot potato. Boom. And he just throws it right in front of the receiver or running back that's running across. So I'm not really sure what that play is exactly called. Maybe it is a shuttle sweep, says Texas. If you had to pick an all-hands team, this is from Satellite Sony, an all-hands team from our current wide receiver core, who would you pick? Right now, like camp? Noah, Lamb, Simi, I think would be your top 3. Unless you're talking about tight ends. I mean, Schultz don't really drop many passes. That's a tough one because camp is they're not, the cornerbacks are making things tough on these boys. But we've seen Simi, I think I tweeted this, or no, it was in a group chat. I said Simi Fehoko has been your most consistent big catch wide receiver in camp. I'm not saying he's your best receiver. I'm saying he's your most consistent big catch wide receiver. And I got a chance they did a media scrum after practice, so I went over and maybe I'll post a few of his answers. He was fantastic. Semi-confident. Simi he's playing more confident. He speaks more confidently. He knows he has an opportunity right now. And as I said on Vacha's show yesterday, Simi looks like what I was expecting Simi to look like last year coming into the season, meaning, hey, this is a big, fast guy. He goes up and gets the rock. He's sweet feet. Aaron, shout out to Aaron. He said he could be a big slot. I kind of like to see that. So all of his traits are translating now in year 2. It was just going to take time to develop, right? I didn't expect it to happen year 1, but coming in, hey, this is the type of guy I can see having a role on a football team. So, Simi is just a more confident player, and his traits are translating year 2. So I think he is your most consistent big catch wide receiver, whereas Noah's right not too far away. Noah's had a lot of big catches. Tobert's a lock. A lock for what? Make the team? Oh, yeah, of course Tobert's a lock. All right, let me get the D Shift, and I'm going to get into these chats while I'm talking to my guy. What's up, D Shift? Hold up. Let me unmute you. There you go. What's up, D Shift?
How that Cali weather?
Man, this weather beautiful, dog. This weather is amazing. Is this? But now I know a lot of people don't just live in Oxnard, but and let me turn this music off. But and I'm sure it's hot in LA somewhere, but Oxnard weather is just it's the best.
Man, y'all enjoy yourself, man. Much deserved. Big up to you, bro. My biggest thing, I guess I was wondering, since you've been out there, has there been anybody you've maybe had like a negative outlook on that you kind of changing your mind about? Maybe just a person or a unit. I know it's been just.
I will say the young wide receivers have answered the call, in the sense of see I'm able to separate two things with this unit. The young, you know me, big question mark with these young bucks. But I think you can kind of maybe erase the dot at the bottom of that question mark. Okay. I think these guys are kind of stepping up to the task and wanting to take hold of. Like I feel like they want this, right? There's a difference though between they want this and then when they go out there and they play the Bucks that it translates. But at the very least, they are putting a good foot forward. So I would say the wide receiving, the young Bucks have made me feel better about them individually. I'm not gonna lie to you and act like I feel comfortable as a whole, but I'm proud of the way Noah's playing. I'm proud of how Simi is playing. I love the fact that Turpin seems to have some type of role. JT is developing, and that's who you're talking about now. I know Jalen Tolbert is developing. So yeah, I think the wide receivers. I'm happy that they are having a solid camp amongst themselves.
Okay, yeah, and it's kind of a guy like Noah Brown. You kind of, he's been doing what he needs to do with special teams. But what is he, like a 6-year vet? 6-7 years?
Yeah, this will be year 6.
So yeah, so it's kind of like you got 6 years under your belt. Like I know you learned something by now. So hopefully he kind of can, be your Cedric Wilson. Somebody who comes out of nowhere. Because truth be told, Cedric Wilson was kind of, the same way. So yeah, but
Similar.
that was the biggest pressing question I had, man. Just since you've been out there, has there been anything or anyone has changed your mind? So that was my biggest thing, Scott. You kind of answered it. So yeah.
Appreciate you, D Shift.
So I ain't gonna take too much of your time, bro. So I'm gonna holler at you later, man.
All right, Brody.
All right, bro.
Yeah, I would say these young wide receivers, from an individual standpoint, have made me feel good about what potentially they could be for a future. As a present, I'm just gonna be real. I have to see these boys go up against the other competition and come through prior to me being like, we're fine at wide receiver. No, but for the future, yeah, I like some of these guys for the future. Other guys kind of got to step it up just a little bit, but some of these guys for the future. I missed some super chats. Shout out to, why aren't these coming up? Where we at here?
Super chat.
Toxic says $2 donation. William Steele, A to Z Sports. Yeah. I don't know what that means. Lemitra, appreciate you. Lemitra with the donation.
Super chat.
Sky, I need Story Jackson notes, please. Lemitra, I don't got none. I ran into Story Jackson after practice was over. But, I mean, I focus more on him if I can today. I said I was going to do that yesterday, but so much more was going on. Yeah, I'm sorry, Lemitra. Not. I don't have much on Story just yet, but I'll try to focus more in on him. And I'm not saying he ain't, doing great things. But most linebackers aren't just popping, right? Unless you're with the ones. But most of the other guys aren't really popping. Now, Malik Jefferson, he's doing a lot of things as a line of scrimmage and as a blitzer. But Story is buried, right? So you're talking about going up against Danucci and them boys, and they're not really testing them in that manner. So hopefully we get some tape from the Denver scrimmage and we can have a better feeling on them. But I don't really have a concrete feeling on Story. But he got the traits. He's got the want to. We know he wants it, but just got to see a little bit more. And then Aaron says Simi
Super chat.
would be perfect. Big slot. I said earlier, Aaron gave you a shout out with that too. Yeah, I think Simi in a big slot is something interesting. I still do believe he's sweet feet Simi. I believe that. Man, appreciate you, Professor O, with the $20 donation.
Super chat.
A few beers for Vach and Sky. That's all. Yesterday with Vach, he ordered another one. I said, hey, dog, I'm going to get some water. Get some water, big dog. Lennox said, me? I don't hate Deron Bland. I still am, to keep it a bean with you. Still am a little worried that Bland, how does he make the damn team? So I asked Mike McCarthy in the walk-off because special teams was very prevalent in the questions yesterday. And I straight up asked him, I was like, with names. I said, hey, C.J. Goodwin's been a staple special teamer, but, a lot of these young guys, the DB room is a deep room. And guys like Deron Bland are kind of showing up here and there at practice. Is that making it tough on you guys? And he just started talking about competition and, this is what you got to do. Kind of a generic answer, but I wanted to see what he was going to say. Like, hey, is C.J. Goodwin on a hot seat or not? Because Deron Bland's a draft pick. Now, he's not running with the ones or anything. He's not shutting down CeeDee Lamb or anything. But, he's made some plays here and there. So, ain't no hate, man. I don't hate none of these players. Let's get to – we got some callers. Hold on, I got to find my callers. Jeez. We got 267 on the horn. What up? Who this?
Yeah, I just wanted to know, right? How do you feel, right, about not witnessing 2 straight playoff games
I knew
in
this was,
HDTV?
I knew this was coming. I had a very big feeling the way you started this off. What are you, an Eagle fan?
Yes, sir.
I figured that. You new to this channel?
Somewhat, yeah.
Yeah. Listen, you ain't going to get no Skittles and Rainbows from me. I'm pissed the hell off. We need to get it done. So there you got it. What else you got for the show, man?
Well, I mean, like, don't you feel some type of way, though, that, like you haven't seen a divisional playoff win in HDTV since 1995?
I'm gonna give you one more shot. Do you got something for camp, or you here to troll a little bit?
I mean, I was here to troll.
I got you. But listen, we got real stuff to talk about today, Eagle fan. You know what I mean? Maybe you can call in at the end of the season if you want to troll a bit, brother. But today ain't the day. I appreciate you tuning in, but today ain't the day, man. We talking real football right now, brother.
Real football?
Yes, sir.
When,
yes, sir. All right, let's get to a real football fan right here. My guy, B. Bird, man. Hey, you ain't over there eating shit like these Bird fans, are you, B. Bird? I try to be gracious.
Slow too.
He did, didn't he? He did. There was a little bit. I don't got my coloring book for him today. I don't got my coloring book, B. Bird. I don't, so I couldn't give it to him. I was trying to help him out. You know,
man.
He was stuttering to get it out, but hey,
Hey, so hey man, congratulations on everything that's coming to you, man. I guess you got the press pass and all that kind of stuff right now, correct?
Yeah, well, no, got it for yesterday. And I'm pretty confident for Dallas. It's kind of like a test run. So it's not a full thing just yet. It's hard to get in them circles, B-Bird. I ain't got to tell you. But it's
I already
hard to
know,
get in them
yeah,
circles, man.
Yeah. And so one of the things, I sent you another email, so read that if you don't mind.
I got
but,
you.
Don't. I would say this: after a tough loss, guard your words, Scott. Don't go 100% fan on Jerry.
You know what's crazy? I actually had asked Scott, the guy who I guess he's in charge for Jerry interviews. I was like, hey, can I introduce myself to Jerry? I got a little greedy. I said, can I get a quick little question? I just one question with Jerry. I got a little greedy. I should have just said, can I introduce myself? He's like, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I don't think that's gonna work out. I said, no big deal, man. Hey, who would I be if I didn't ask? So.
Hey, we're here. Hey, closed mouths don't get fed.
Exactly.
Man. So,
and one thing about me, man, no matter where I go, I'm gonna ask questions. So.
Yeah. And so, you can ask the question almost like a sneak diss, man. You know what I'm saying? Where a guy, like, wait a minute, and so sometimes you don't want to be so direct with the question. You can kind of get your answer without let them know that you're asking a real tough question.
But see, I wasn't even gonna do that with Jerry. Because at that point, I wasn't going to hit him with why the hell you trade Cooper? Yeah, in the future, 100%. But I was going to have a little fun with Jerry Jones on that situation. But
yeah. So one of the things I'm calling you about, because I just caught a little bit of your show. You may have covered it, man. I'm sorry if you have. But when Gregory left, I can. Okay, so he left. We can kind of, he's a great player. We're going to miss him, but I can see us making up for it with the draft pick. Sam Williams and picking up I can't remember I'm sorry, picking free agency pickups and all that kind of stuff. I can see we piecemealing that thing, making it up. But Collins, Lyle Collins, I feel still was better than him last year, so we make that up. The issue I have is with the Cooper, and not just how it happened, forget all that, just the losing Cooper in itself and the route running, the number one wide receiver, the hierarchy of wide receivers have been disrupted. So a lot of times, man, we hear all these things out of camp, and then we get video footage and this, that, and other. But it's only clips, and people can make their own highlight films. Mm-hmm. So the question I'm asking is, since you've been there, man, just give me, and I'm sorry if you've answered this already. How do you feel about our wide receiver core going into the year as you've seen it up there in Oxnard?
And I'll try my best to separate these two things, B-Bird. From an individual developmental standpoint, guys like Simi and Noah and Houston, Tolbert too. So Tolbert hasn't made a lot of the big plays consistently, but Tolbert's he's not a guy dropping balls or anything like that. But the defense is just making it tough. From an individual standpoint, I am encouraged that these guys are developing, I think, at a solid rate. Somebody said in the chat, man, give a shout out to Prince, the new wide receiver coach. Sure, right? You got to give some credit somewhere. But from an overall standpoint, there are still issues outside of a Dak to CeeDee Lamb with the first team passing offense on a consistent basis. And that's why, B-Bird, I'm ready to see them against a different team. I'm at this point now, and I said this yesterday, I need to see something else, because if this is how it's going to look against the first team defense, I'm going to end up not only getting drunk off the Kool-Aid on defense, B-Bird, I might pass out. I might black out. Okay, You know what I mean? Because the defense is it's truly, in my opinion, just been so much better on a consistent basis than the offense from a passing standpoint. Now, they had plays, mojo moment, CeeDee Lamb, again, Dak to CD. That's not what I'm worried about. CeeDee Lamb to the back corner on the back pylon, boom, touchdown, right? One-on-ones, that works, but in team, it really hasn't been flowing greatly. Now, I think every year, the passing offense starts off tough, and then we get to the season, and it looks fine. But remember, that was with CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper, got Michael Gallup, or Amari Cooper and Michael Gallup. That's not going to be the case this year, so I'm not going to fake the funk to you, OG. As a whole, in team practices, they haven't changed my mind. Individually, though, I am encouraged from an individual standpoint. I think that's fair to say those two things can be separated.
Yeah, and I think, I think I've heard this before in practice. You got to watch guys looking real good, because they're going against these guys who they know moves on defense and on offense. And you have to actually break that up and then go against somebody else. Okay, let's see how he looks against, Denver or the first preseason game or whatever when the lights are on, because a lot of times these guys can make catches all over the field. When the pressure's not on, the light's not on, it's not for real. But, that's the thing I'm a little bit concerned about, because if you look at whatever group we have, I think the one that concerns me the most is the wide receiver. And that's the top of, not the depth, just the top wide receivers that we're going to have, our 1, 2, and 3 that we're going to have out there starting, I think September 11th, who we're going to have out there. And I think that group is the one that concerns me the most. And I can read anything I want. I can listen to you guys, but when you go out there and you see it, a full practice, and that's why I want to know what you're looking at in a full practice, and how do we look, and how do you feel about going forward with that, man? And that's the only question I had, man. I'm going to get off and listen to you. If you can just, continue to expound if you want, man.
I got you, man. Listen, I'm going to read that email, bro. I read the first one, but I'll read the other one. I'll get back to you, bro.
No problem, bro.
Yeah. I think that's a fair assessment right now on the wide receiver group. Everything's a pen in it. And I'm even the things that I'm not as encouraged with is still a pen, because that can change in a heartbeat via preseason and via some of these practices. Aaron, I think, asked me how do the joint practices work? Will media be allowed? I think Dallas media will be for Denver. I think it will be for Chargers too, but I don't think Cowboy fans are allowed for the Chargers unless you're a season ticket holder for the Chargers. So, yeah. Thank you, Lamitra.
Super chat.
$2 donation. Sheila and Sadiqa from one queen to another queen. Good morning. Good morning, ladies. Good morning. Let me see if I got through some of my notes here. All of my notes. Forniak, yep. Greer, yep. Deep ball still an issue. Yeah, deep ball's been very hit or miss. Talked about CD. Carlos Watkins, man, sometimes you can just feel stuff. I want, when the people come out or the players come out, I went down there. I just want to kind of get up close. Los walked out. I said, "Godly, you're a bit bigger than I thought. I thought he was a smallish 3-tech. I think he north of 300 now. He was sub 300 last year. So, man, that's a big dude." And Los welcomed Tyler Smith to the NFL. He hit him with this kind of hump move, man, put him on his butt. But salute to Tyler Smith. Next play, he stonewalled Carlos Watkins. But Carlos Watkins was definitely I said in my notes, Carlos Watkins is still here. That's what I said in my notes. And then I talked about Tristan is owning these backups, and he is again. Stop. Just stop putting them on them. Braylon Jones, that's not what are we doing. Forniak has some struggles. Tell you what, Alarcon looked pretty decent. Pat made me kind of take a look at Alarcon yesterday. He was doing some good things from a tackle standpoint against some of the backups. Oh, I got this in my notes here. Josh Ball, man. Bless his heart. Josh Ball. All right. I mean, Josh Ball. Josh Ball. I'm gonna just get to the chat. I'll get back to Josh Ball. Scott, does it look like KaVontae Turpin will have a chance to be more than a returner? Yes. He's going to be, like I said, I think he's involved. That was my tweet. He's been involved with Dak, with some of the Lucky Whitehead stuff. What's good, Sky? What's good, Sketch? Shout out to the Orange County hard hitters. Hard hitters. Man, they showed us some love. Iceberg Slim, Marquis Bell has top 15 talent and didn't get drafted, which was so crazy to me. Did I know Marquis? I'd act like I did. But when I went back and watched his tape, that Vach had to go through freaking Illuminati to get, man didn't get drafted. All right. But yeah, Marquis Bell, I think, is definitely going to make this team. All right, do you want me to talk about Josh Ball now? So, I just wish they go get a swing tackle. But anyway, just this one rep I'm going to talk about. Overall, still was kind of the same thing with the pads on. Overall, though, this one rep, I think it was Fowler. I'm mad as hell. I can't remember exactly who he was going up against. Boy, he got beat so bad. Bless his heart. He did this kind of spin around, put his hands out, back to the defender, facing the quarterback. Shuffle of the feet to stay in front of me. Oh, God. Oh, poor Josh. Oh, Josh Ball, man. You better go get you a swing tackle. Again, I'm gonna put a pin in that. But that pin halfway hanging off to keep it a bean. I've been talking about getting a swing tackle. Maybe Josh Ball looks different against Shaq Barrett. He won't. Maybe Josh Ball looks different against so-and-so. And here's the thing. They aren't even rushing Micah Parsons and D-Law on him from a consistent basis. Like, they're just not. Maybe that's something I need to pay attention to. Somebody might have asked this a while ago. Micah primarily coming on that from the left side of the defense, but the right side of the offense. Interesting. Sky, you did good. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Let's see here. Yeah, the rest of this is y'all. Do I got a caller in here? My apologies, man. I got callers. The rest of this is y'all show, and we're going to get up out of here. 804. Let me unmute you. What it is, what it do?
Hey, what's up, man? I just want to say, man, I see your growth, man, and it's a beautiful thing to watch, brother.
Thank you, man.
So,
Thank you.
Continued success, man. Oh, man, let me address that goofy that called in.
I appreciate you. I forgot all about him.
No, I ain't forget because he made me mad calling in trying to troll. And your troll game was weak.
It was you're right.
Bro, how you gonna try to clown? How you gonna try to clown and y'all just won a world championship, bro?
Hold up.
Get out of here.
I respect the good troll game, but Buddy was he sound like Jerry Jones.
Right.
I just want to know. I just want to know if I was like, bro, is you all right?
He don't understand Cowboy Nation. Well, I consider myself a part of the YouTube Nation. He don't understand how we get down, bro. You can't easily troll us.
No, man. What you? I don't. That's why I said, as you new here, you got to be new.
Right.
The wrong one.
Because at the end of the day, we'll put our 5 against your 1, and my math tells me 5 is greater than 1.
And that's the low hanging fruit one, right? That's the lazy one we could come back with, right? Y'all ain't beat us in like 4 years, so come on, man, go ahead with all that.
Yeah, but let me get to my question, man. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah, what's up?
My issue is, and you know this, the game is won in the church. I'm still gonna hop on the O-line, bro, because it got me uptight.
Mm.
You know, you do not have a swing tackle. Why are you waiting so long to go make the move?
Yeah. They asked, Jerry and Steven about the wide receiver position. I don't know why no one is bringing up swing tackle in these questions, right? And you got Jerry talking about we're gonna let the young bucks go, and then you got Steven coming out saying, nah, we was looking at wide receiver before Washington got hurt. Well, if we're being honest with ourselves, I think the swing tackle position is even more dire straits.
Of course.
Because if Tyron goes down, what are you doing? You already admitted you don't want to put too much on Tyler Smith's plate, right? So you don't want to move him out there. And Josh just hasn't looked good in camp with pads on. And we're going to move Steele over there. Sure, you can for a few games, but now you're playing all these musical chairs, and we don't want to play musical chairs again, right? We don't want to do that.
Whew.
So go get you the answer is go get a swing tackle.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Like, no, and that, look, man, you invested a pick, Ball. What was it, a 4th-round pick, right? Because he was a highly recruited. I don't know if you
4th or 5th,
college football like that, but he was highly recruited coming out of college. I mean, out of high school.
From my understanding,
he got
bro.
Kicked out of Florida State.
Yep. I was about to say, from my understanding, if he didn't get kicked out of Florida State, he could have been a top 100 pick.
Yeah, absolutely. So my thing is, what is the offensive line coach doing? I don't like Philbin. I'm completely transparent. I do not like that dude, man.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if Philbin is approaching, and shout out to Joe Philbin. But I wonder if he's approaching, what's the Kiffin that we had? Not Lane Kiffin. Monty.
Yeah.
I wonder if we're approaching the Monty Kiffin situation where, I used to have this running joke because Monty Kiffin used to call the game up in the booth. I used to say half the time he was asleep.
Right.
You know, he was falling asleep because
Right.
he's just so old. You know, hey, coach, hey, it's third down, man. Yeah, tab two, coach. Yeah.
Hey, somebody had to nudge him. Oh, this third quarter? Oh.
Nah, no disrespect to Joe, man, but I think Joe's nearing the end of his career. He tries. He's worked with Tyler off to the side, but we in the heat now. The heat might be getting to Joe a little bit. Yeah. So I think they probably will look to a different direction maybe next year at the offensive line coach.
Comments put up on my screen. No, Ball was a fourth rounder, buddy. I said it right. I know my Cowboys.
Yeah, you said it.
He was a fourth rounder.
Yep.
Now somebody said he tried to correct me and say he was a six rounder. Nah, bro.
Oh, he definitely wasn't a six. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but no, man, I'm gonna let you get back to your show. Keep doing a great job, man, and I'm be calling in periodically, man.
Appreciate you, dog. Thank you, man.
Yes, sir. All right.
See, I fool with y'all because, and my bad if I had that music playing, but I didn't. Good, cool. I fool with y'all because I completely forgot about that troll. Right? See, one thing I'm understanding and realize that's going to happen from time to time. And y'all know how we are here. I like a good troll. Now, I don't normally get trolled on the phone. I might get trolled on the comments or get trolled, on Twitter or something like that. A good troll, hey, man, good stuff. I was weak as hell. But, gotta come harder than that, man. Sleepy Joe Philbin. A little bit. Lee, my bro Lee, said, I was so hyped to hear you ask that question on the press conference. So proud of you, bro. The Den Squad. Yes, sir. I probably was asking that question in the Den so many goddamn times. Nah, man, that was such a surreal moment. It didn't really hit me all until the end of the day, which was a long day, by the way. It really didn't hit me until the end of the day, and I was like, dang, that really kind of happened. That's kind of crazy. Like, I'm hoping that I put a good foot forward for the rest of the community, so they can look at us and say, all right, they can do this and not look at us crazy, right? Because the way in for us is not the same way for everybody else. So I did feel a little bit of pressure to make, to hold this down for everybody, not just for me, because there's going to be another person, another content creator that's going to have that opportunity. And if I mess that up, they'll be like, oh, no, we let the other YouTube fella come up in. And he asked him, why you trade Amari Cooper? You're done, right? So I had to make sure we did the right thing here, got a good answer out of it, a good question. And, it was real surreal when he said, oh, excellent question. Really? Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah. What you mean? Yeah, it's an excellent question. It was good stuff, though, man. It was good stuff. All right, let me lock these things up, and we just gonna finish with the lines, man. This is y'all show right here. 469. I think this is. Hold on, this is JR, and I ain't talking about Jim Ross.
God. Woo! Hold on. Let's take a timeout real quick, okay? Because I remember, okay, for all those, because we got people who've been here for a minute, you know what I'm saying? All right, who was here in 2018, you feel me, you know what I'm talking about, with the late night hype, you feel me, you know what I'm saying? We were still in Philly trying to get it right, you know what I'm talking about? Then they came with the great migration south. You know what I'm saying? And now we doing it, got the big signing bonus, got the bag. Now we taking it to the streets A to Z, and now we in Oxnard asking the people questions? Woo! If this ever was started from the bottom, now I'm here moment. This one is it, baby. Let's go!
What gives you?
Woo! Good morning, Scott. How you doing? How does that Oxnard air taste in your lungs?
It's still. I don't think it really is gonna hit me, man. My lady would tell you, she in the chat. I don't really know how to appreciate all the love, man, y'all giving me. It's surreal still at the moment, and I'm trying to just continue to do my job to give y'all the content right and the goods. But yeah, it was a surreal moment, JR. It truly was, man.
Man, you talking about? I'm standing up I'm at work. I'm standing up. I'm like, I ain't even supposed to be on my phone. I ain't supposed to be looking at no covers. But I can't help it because I bleed that silver and blue. And when I see one of my boys come up and he finally made it, you can't do nothing but go.
Well,
I don't want to go right now.
JR, we still working though, man. I don't even look like it as we made it, man. We to me that was a test. To me that was just another hurdle to get to where we really want to get to. So and I know sometimes you just got to take your wins. I'm wired differently, and it's a gift and a curse.
And that's why you there. That's why you there. You see what I'm saying? Because it's never good enough. It's never okay. I made it. I can sit back. It's like okay.
Let's keep going. Hey JR, you woke everybody up in the chat.
Oh my bad.
No, I love it.
Man, hey, you know what I'm saying? But we so proud of you. And I was thinking on this, man, you know what I'm saying? Because, I'm an HBCU grad, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to the SWAT, PVAMU, you know what I'm talking about? And we've been slept on sports for a long time. We haven't got true eyeballs until Deion went to JSU, did what he did, didn't back down from the media, held people accountable, showed them that, hey, these boys are real out here. All they need is the talent, the coaches, the training, the resources, and they'll be just as good as a Power 5 school. Some people not going to believe that, but when you go and look at what Deion did, you see what I'm saying?
That's real.
Scott, you're doing the same thing, baby. You're doing the same thing. These reporters out here was sleeping on YouTubers, giving good content. We was the underground for a long time. And you and Botch and Law and Spank Cowboy, we can go down the list. We know the whole community. Y'all were consistent. Y'all were the same thing that Deion was to the SWAT. So not only do I got to take my hat off, I got to say thank you, Sky, for not backing down, and thank you, Sky, for standing up so that they can see the truth that, hey, who y'all getting fed by is people like us doing the work. Let's go. Woo!
Man, JR, God dang, man. I try to keep my – man, that's real love, man. I appreciate that. I really do, James. Truly. Man.
Hey, it's love, baby. It's love. You know what I'm saying? And I got to get to it. You know what I'm saying? I know I got other calls now. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, but the dude already addressed it. You think swing tackle is the most serious injury that we need to address. You know what I'm talking about? So I believe that as well. I'm just also saying, like, one thing I don't like being hyped up. I've heard Mickey Spagnola. I remember when we was calling for Byron Jones, you know what I'm saying, our first-round draft pick 2015. He need more interceptions. He not going to need ball down. We need these turnovers. I remember Mickey Spagnola, training camp, Oxnard. Well, I tell you what. He's jumping up there, and he's bringing those balls in. He's looking really good. They did the same thing with Jalen Smith, man. You know what I'm saying? They had to believe it. You know what I'm saying?
Jalen got up out of it, didn't he?
Well, quit. So all I'm saying is, Scott, is you're going to give us the truth, and we appreciate that so much.
I'm not the only one. There's a lot of truth tellers down there. There's a lot of truth tellers, and there's also people with agendas. But there's a lot of truth tellers down there, man. I'm just proud to be a part of that community, bro.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to just say this. I'm not believing the hype on Simi. I'm not believing the hype on TJ Bass. You know what I'm saying? And when you think about it, logically, these dudes been practicing against each other for, 3-4 months? How many moves do they have that ain't going to be on tape that the other defender ain't seen? You know what I'm saying?
Well, let me give you this in closing. I hear you on TJ because the truth about TJ is that he still has a lot of things to develop from a receiver standpoint. He's a high point catch guy. You can throw it up to him and things like that. Red zone. Simi is, I think, is real in the sense of his development. JR, I do think you see him running better routes. You see him more decisive. He damn sure catching every goddamn thing that comes to him from a high point catch standpoint. He's making big plays. Simi's development, I think, is real. We just got to see it translate. But I'm with you on TJ. I think the flash plays are great, but now as they're simmering down, you're kind of like, well, where's TJ? So TJ's developing. He's young, undrafted, 6'6", not a route guy. He's probably not going to be one of your top 3 or 4 receivers right now. But I do think Simi's progression is real.
All right. Hey, well, we trust Sky, you know what I'm saying? You know why? Because the air is rare up there, and we're in Oxnard, baby. I know that air feels good in the lungs, you know what I'm saying? That's why those questions come out so good. Man, we love you, Sky. Man, we appreciate you, brother, you know what I'm saying? You know we're going to support you all the way, you know what I'm saying? If they all drop off the cliff, you know what I'm saying, we're going to be hanging on at the bottom with you, baby, building it back up to go and get on the top of the mountain again, baby. Y'all hit that like and that share, you know what I'm talking about? Subscribe if you ain't already did that. Why? Because this is A to Z, baby. This is the place to be, baby, you know what I'm saying? I love you, Scott. You have a good one.
My man, appreciate you, J.O. Woo! Got to give you a Ric Flair woo one time, Mike. Goodness, boy, what a fantastic call. And I don't mean it because he just kept talking me up. Just the energy, man, that you could tell the passion's there. That type of passion is how I have for what I do. And I try to make sure I bring that out to you guys every single day, even at 6:30 in the morning, as much as I can with only one cup of coffee. But, man, just thank you. I'll leave it with that. I don't really do well with that type of stuff. So if I'm not as exuberant about it, trust and believe me, I get emotional about that. So thank you a whole lot. Hilarious stuff in the chat though. When I said that I didn't want to get the first question and bomb it. Tom and Ron hilarious. Tom, William Steele, A to Z Sports. First of all, how dare you? That would have, oh my God, that would have been so funny. But I can't do that. I would have never got a chance to come back. Chill, he was cracking all types of jokes. Clarence Hill was saying all types of weird, crazy things, and Mike McCarthy was like, "Did anybody else get that joke? I don't know. What you got for us, Clarence? I don't got no rope like that. I don't got that kind of juice." Talking about. But that would have been hilarious. Hilarious. All right, we got Jose, and then we're going to end with the Macho Man. What's good, Jose?
Yeah, what's up, Will? Hey. My bad. I'm at work. I'm doing a boat lift right now for a customer.
Boy, you got to get that microwave, man.
I know. Hold on.
Hey.
Yeah, what's good?
Hello? No, what's up? Well, no, hey, damn, Jared brought that heat right now. Got me going just like that Eagles guy. So good.
Yeah, talk about the opposite effect, man.
Huh?
I said talk about the opposite effect, from the troll to JR who got everybody hype in the chat. What's up, though? What you got for us?
Yeah, you cut off right there. I couldn't hear you. I don't know if I'm cutting off. You
are not cutting off, but what you got for us, good brother?
Okay, there you go. I got you. Nah, brother, I just want to let her know what do you see up there in Oxnard about on the offense? You think our run game's gonna be good this year?
I'm just laughing because I still don't know if it's Jose or Joey, but all right,
it's both, brother. It's both.
You keep telling me
government name is Jose.
You keep
government
telling
me Jose, but
you keep telling me both. What you want me to call you, Jose, Joey? Jose. I might have just called you.
Joe.
You just Jose. Jose, listen. What do I think?
Yeah. There you go, Jose.
Jose. What do I think?
Man.
What do I think about the run game? Boy, Zeke had a nasty cut yesterday. Listen, Zeke. If Zeke is healthy, we're good. In regards with Zeke and TP from a talent standpoint, the offensive line's got to block it. But boy, Zeke had this ridiculous cut. Again, you could see those drills that he does in the offseason come into fruition when he's playing, man. So between him and between Tony Pollard, I think he got a top 5 duo, point blank period. Now, it's really, really hard to get a real true gauge on the run game in practice because they can't hit. So, like, what they're doing is kind of like they're just rolling up on them and grabbing them and kind of letting them go. They're not really fully coming down and hitting. Because there was one play where Tyler Coyle, I looked over to Pat. I said, oh, he would have, 31 would have whooped on him. And he said, who's that? He's like, Coyle's like, oh, yeah, he would have destroyed him. But you can't hit, so Coyle has to slow up and let him go and things like that. So it's really hard to get a gauge on the run game.
The only thing is, man, I feel you on that tackle position. I feel you on the offensive line, man. I've been saying it ever since the beginning, probably of the summer, man. That offensive line, I want that. I miss it. I miss that old one. What year was it?
2016, 2014.
Yeah, 16,
those lines were legendary.
Oh man, that shit gets you wet just thinking about that line. But man, that's the thing. That's the only thing I have a little if about. But I hope we get things together. I got some hopium on the receivers. I heard everybody talking about it. You talking about it, and I hope everything goes good. And I just hope to hear your content over there in Oxnard. Enjoy the weather, brother. I hope the bomb squad, everybody good. Everybody's having a great day. I'm doing good. I'm at work right now. I gotta go inside the hardware store to buy some stuff. So I'll let y'all go.
Hey man, get that money, dog. Appreciate you, Jose.
Yes, sir. All right. Well, you have a good one, brother.
Mm-hmm. So we just gonna roll with Jose, cause I ain't never had nobody tell me I can call them two completely different names just because I keep saying it wrong. So Jose is what it's gonna be. Satellite Sunny says, speaking on the run game, are we really using our fullback? I know we had a few plays early on, but haven't heard nothing else. Satellite Sunny, ain't no fullback, right? Tom. Ryan Nall's out for 2 to 4 weeks. So with Ryan Nall being out, and I'm sorry, that music probably stupid loud. I just can't hear it today. I'm really itching on the inside about this, but Ryan Nall's out 2 to 4 weeks. They cut Nick Ralston, so there is no fullback on the roster. If them boys decide to carry a damn fullback and to cut a defensive lineman that's playing well, a DB that might be showing something, I'll be a little bit frustrated about that. Because when, under Kellen Moore, have the Cowboys actually use a fullback? I get McCarthy likes to have a fullback traditionally. It's 2022. Unless you're going to be the 49ers. You don't need one, in my opinion. It ain't whatever. But when has he used a fullback? The one time I thought he was because they signed old boy to a 3-year deal, Olawale. They didn't. So why waste a roster spot, man? I just don't get it. All right, let me get to Danny. What time is it? 8. And then we're going to run through the chat, and we're going to get up out of here. We got to get to practice. Now, Danny, we done had a really good show, man. Feeling good. But I already can tell. I looked in the chat. Oh, snap. He talking about Arena League practices and all this stuff, man. Danny don't seem like he happy, y'all. He don't seem like he happy. What's good, though?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
First, I have a recommendation for the trolls. This is what we're gonna do.
What we gonna do?
You're gonna get a piece of paper. You're gonna get a piece of paper and a pen, and every time a troll calls, we're just gonna document who they are, and then at the end of the month, you're gonna give it to me. Then I'm gonna take. Then I'm gonna take care of the troll.
Hold up.
Because this is way too early to try to troll Danny Savage. Way too early.
You know what, Danny? You can say whatever you want to say now, fam. You can say whatever you want to say.
Way too early.
Come on, man.
Listen, they call me the verbal assassin. We're gonna document them, and then we're gonna make them notice. We're gonna make them scared. Because that's why we're gonna wait a whole month. Because every time their doorbell rings, their phone rings, they don't know when it's coming. So they want to call up and act stupid, like this is 3rd grade. We're going to document it, and then we're going to give them 30 days, till the boogeyman comes.
So you're going to do that? Right. You're going to do that thing for me?
I'm going to take care of that thing for you. Don't worry about it.
Gotcha, man. Forget about it.
Now, forget about it. Talking O-line. Everyone's finally getting on, getting on the same bandwagon. Like you said a point before, if Tyron gets hurt. No, it's not if, it's when. Ball's looking gross. I don't know if he needs more peanut butter. I don't know if he needs a different brand, maybe some In-N-Outs. I don't know. But that's our weakest. I'm still going to say that's our weakest link. I think that's going to ruin this team at the end of the year. It's going to be the old line that's going to hold this team back. The defense is going to step up, but the old line's taking a step back. And next year, it's either going to be a center or the tackle's going to be a first round pick again.
Yeah. I mean, I'm with you in the sense of tackle might be a pick next year if they don't move Tyler Smith out there. Then it'd be guard. But I'm not going to fake the funk to you, man. Let me look at the roster real quick.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm just not going to fake it to you in regards to the backup tackle position.
But I mean, there's a lot. You say backup tackle. How about center?
Shit,
we don't. I mean, you know what I'm trying to say? Listen, let's be honest.
Tyler, be honest.
How many fourth and inches did we get stuffed last year? More than 5. Much more than 5. It's like not even close. Stuffed. Where he's getting pushed back. People don't realize you can have the greatest offensive line in the world, and if your center is gross and he's being pushed back 3 yards every play, every play is destroyed. Every play is thrown out the window. So that's just my thing. It's just like
look,
because
Danny.
The scary part is the injuries haven't even started yet.
Yeah. I tried to actually have a conversation with Tyler, to be honest. But he ain't look too happy. So, I kind of gauged it. I'm pretty good at kind of reading the room a little bit. And Tyler kind of, I'm not really. And I'm like, I get it, bro. It was a rough day today, Tyler. So I 100% get it. But I wanted to talk to him after a rough day to kind of get what was on his mental. But not everybody's trying to talk after a bad day at the office. So,
So you think like there's a possibility of Farnack or McGovern sliding in there, or the kid from Boston College, Lindstrom?
I haven't.
No one's even talking about him.
Nah,
I haven't even heard his name mentioned. Like
MP.
He's even in camp.
Are you talking about MP, or are you talking about the Boston College kid, Lindstrom?
Boston College, Lindstrom. I'm talking. No one's even talking about nothing. His name has not even been mentioned since camp started.
I think. If there's going to be a real center battle, because I don't think there is right now, it'll happen in preseason. We'll get a read. Because remember, this staff is not afraid to be like, oh, we got 2 weeks left. Connor Williams, let me see what you got at center. So this staff is not afraid to just randomly at the late into the training camp try something else. So we got to wait to I think preseason to see what happens.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. It's just, like I said, the concerns are there, and the injuries haven't even started yet. And once they do, because they're going to start, they're going to, we were, listen, for the majority, we were pretty healthy last year. A couple of guys were banged up here and there, but majority, a lot of our guys played a lot. From Tankard, you know what I'm trying to say? Tyron.
Y'all, he not lying about that. We were banged up, but there wasn't a ton of season enders. And relative to the rest of the league, that's again why it was so disheartening that we didn't get that victory in the playoffs. Was because we might have been the most healthy team in the playoffs. That sounds crazy. That sounds crazy, but we had everybody. So, yeah,
it's true. But see, this is what bothers me the most, and this has been about Dallas forever. Like last year, Denver blew us out with 3 backups on the O-line. Dallas is always the team that gets 2 or 3 injuries, and we're 4-12. When a Mike Tomlin could get 12 injuries and still go 9-7, we get 3.
That's a little bit of an exaggeration. Amongst those 3 or 4 injuries is your quarterback, your Pro Bowl quarterback, right?
No, that's different. That's
yeah. Now back in the day when we did lose what I used to call them was the big horses, right? If you lose one of the big horses, those were those 8-8 seasons. Like, oh man, Sean Lee's out. Well, we about to go 8-8. Defense is going to be terrible, but Tony's going to have to save the day. Tyron Smith goes down. We about to lose a couple of those games, but now I don't know what'll happen. Because Dak hasn't played consistently without the big horses just quite yet because he got hurt in 2020. And then last year, Gallup got hurt, which you could call him a big horse, but he had Cooper and he had CeeDee Lamb and things like that. So if a CeeDee Lamb goes down with a Tyron Smith type of situation, that's an ugly look. You know what I mean? That's an ugly look.
Oh, that's a very ugly look. You know, and I'm going to bring it back because it seems like all the fans love it. Great call. Great call as always.
Thank you. I missed that, man. Don't let them bully you out of that. The explanation you gave me with that is perfect. So you say it every time you call, Danny.
You got it, man. Great call as always, Sky. Great show. Looking forward to hearing you later with Vaj.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
And, yo, put that out. Put a little post-it. Put a little poster out with the trolls. We put it out there verbally, but now we put it out with a little sign. They want to play games. They got 30 days, and that's it. I'm going to take care of them.
Man, right, I appreciate you, dog.
Talk to you later. Thanks.
Talk to you later.
You got it, man. Later.
These are not the thoughts of A to Z Sports Dallas and Skywalker Steel. I just want to let y'all know that for all of our fans out there watching and for all of our sponsors, out there, they're watching. We're basically just kind of talking a little bit fantasy, having a little fun, right? But speaking of fantasy, you like fantasy football? Listen, man, we got a couple signups. I will be hosting a fantasy football league this year with Underdog Fantasy, baby. So make sure y'all go download the Underdog Fantasy app or visit UnderdogFantasy.com. Use a promo code ATOZ to sign up. You got to use a promo code ATOZ to sign up to be eligible to be in our fantasy league. We're going to get 10 people. We're picking 10 people. And this is how the draft works. You draft one time, and that's it. You set it and forget it. Underdog Fantasy is the easiest place to play fantasy football, so draft your team with no in-season management, get the optimal score each week of the season, and have a shot at over $10 million in total prize money in their Best Ball Mania 3 contest. So basically, you can take your drafted team for our league and put it in the tournament to win tons of money. Or you can draft 15 teams if you want to and put it in 15 different Best Ball Mania leagues, set it, and forget it, right? Head to UnderdogFantasy.com or the App Store right now. Sign up with the promo code ATOZ, and they will match your first deposit up to $100. Make sure you use that promo code ATOZ. That is Underdog Fantasy. All right, we are done with the phones. Jay, we got a couple. I see one here. My bad if I missed them, but I'm gonna try to go back. Let me get to the super chat. Where you at?
Super chat.
There we go. Rod Nell, appreciate you for the $5 donation. I believe the speed we will play with will help the O-line big time by keeping them healthy deep in the season. Well, that is interesting, Rod Nell. Are you talking about the offense? Boy, the offense ain't got no speed. No, I'm not trying to be a downer. Ain't no speed on offense. I mean, Turpin and TP. That's it. Like, those are your speed guys. I listen, no offense to Simi. Simi's a bit more kind of long speed, right? He does run a 4.35, but Simi is kind of hitting that 4.35 a little bit later. He's not a guy that this ain't Tyreek Hill, Waddle, Will Fuller type of speed. It's bigger speed, which is good. But I don't think the Cowboys are beating teams with speed, unfortunately. So, and Turpin's not really going to play much in that aspect. But I don't know, man. I think they're going to have to win horizontally this year and then on the ground and then pop you with a play action deep or pop you with, hey, we caught CD 101 down. We caught Gallup 101. I think that's how they're going to have to beat you on the deep ones, in my opinion. I don't really see the speed game right now out there. B47, salute to you, brother. What if I'm signed up with it already, Sky? Where can I enter a promo code? That's a great damn question. So you already had Underdog Fantasy. I'm going to get back to you on that. I got to holler at the people over on Underdog. What if somebody already was up, with you guys? How can they get involved. I'm not in tune with the behind the scenes aspect of how Underdog Fantasy works with that. So I'm gonna ask him, man. I got you, B4. I got you, B47. It's free for your broke. I don't got my button. Do I got it? It's on the other jump. That's hilarious. Ultra, as a guy from Washington State, this could be a very long year in Seattle. Y'all must be from up the way. Jay, Sky, you would have been a menace on those Everest College commercials. Do y'all know what he talking about? Hey, what you doing? You ain't doing nothing with yourself. You sitting on the couch. Get up with your broke ass. Go sign up for Everest College. Yo, them things used to make me, and I had a job, used to make me feel like I wasn't nothing. Why are you yelling at me, sir? I don't want to go to your Everest College. Now it came out that those colleges were a scam, which college, but those colleges were a scam. Hilarious though, Jay. That's funny. Or you gotta let us know what's the food destination on the agenda out in Oxnard. Vosh, where we been at, man? There's this spot. What is that? I don't know what that spot is. It's like a little town center. Spot is so nice. If you come to Oxnard for camp, you really don't need to go nowhere else. Now, it's not cultured. You know, if you want to do more culture-y things, there's a different part of Oxnard. And shout out to the OC, the OC hard hitters. They gave me one of these restaurants, which, by the way, maybe that's where we'll go today. Nah, we probably gonna go back down to the same spot. But there's like this nice little area, man. It's so much down there. We went to Bolero. Did some fun bowling stuff down there. We went to Yard House. It's called Yard House. Yard House. They got more of the chainy restaurants, but they got some different ones down there. I've got some recommendations from the OC chapter. I think I still have it up here. If anybody's been to this restaurant, let me know. I got it. Here it is. La Veros Cafe. La Veros Mexican Seafood and Bar. That's something we are thinking about hitting up. So that's kind of one of the food spots I want to get to. Well, let me. We have the Philadelphia troll in the chat. He's never in here, or she. I don't know who you are, Philadelphia underdogs. But I always see you in other people's things. Shout out to you. You might hold the crown for Eagles troll. A do-rags for the win. Man, come on, man. Yes, sir. Professor OCD has been working with Delafonte Diamond and perfected the hezzy step. Yeah, his route running has definitely stepped up. Toxic drafted Tober in my dynasty league. I think that's a good draft. It's a lot of light skin energy going on in here, Trey. What's happening, man? What's going on in the chat? What's happening? Practice starts at 11 today, so and I don't think it's going to be a long line. Now that we know how to get in there faster, we'll probably leave here within the next hour. What's goody, Elezra? Let's see. Do I got the beats on? Because, I'm going to put the beats on while we about to get up out of here. Voch do a breakdown on Dennis Houston. Yeah, Voch, go get the Dennis Houston Western Illinois tape so we can do the I think it's fair to say that Dennis Houston is going to be entrenched in his top 6 right now. CJ, man, come on, dog. Ain't no forgetting about you. Said don't forget about us when you make it, Sky. Never, dog, never. And y'all coming with. James says Sky with the do-rag with the flap out. The funny thing about the do-rag with the flap out is I don't even call it a prank. I always just be goofing off at home with it. I walk around with the do-rag with the flap out with my lady. She just look at me with disgust. Yeah. And the reason why I do it is because I've never been a do-rag with the flap out in public. It's funny. I just be playing out there or in the crib. But it's also like, I feel good. I don't gotta have to worry about doing all this other stuff. So yeah, make it laugh and it's kind of comforting. But the do-rag with the flap out's crazy. The do-rag with the flap out to me is the do-rag equivalent of Black Forces. Like, you don't care about life. And this is how I know you really don't care about life. The do-rag with the flap out with the multicolored do-rag. One on the side is orange. The other side is yellow. Like, you truly don't care. And if you got Black Forces on, stay away from me, sir. Stay away from me, sir. Do-rag with the flap out's crazy. James, I've seen him in other chats. Oh, yeah, that's the troll boy. I mean, I don't think I want to have to give the boy. Here I go. I don't think I want to have to give the boy. I said it again, Mr. Philadelphia, a coloring book. I don't want to have to do that. Yes, sir. Sky You Wave Gang. Come on, man. Yeah, the second round pick, Jay, got pushed back by I forget it. Jordan Davis. Nah, I don't. King, I'll never get the people that I'm going to break the TV because the Cowboys. I'm going to throw my phone. You crazy. How much money I pay for that TV? No, how much money I pay ever for this? I'm not doing that. It's not that trill. No, Derek, the fam did not. But it's funny you bring that up. Derek asked, Sky, did your family get to experience camp with you? Nope, but me and Vach are already planning next year to do kind of this quasi-family thing for camp because there are some cool things to do around here. Any more Cowboys questions? Are you going to press conference today? I am not. Not today. So like I said yesterday, that was kind of, in my opinion, a test. And by the way, shout out to Miss Whitney, the PR lady at Dallas Cowboys. I feel like it was they won't say that, but I feel like they were testing us, and I think we passed that with flying colors. And a big shout out to two people. Patrick Walker, my bro. I mean, I've been working with Patrick for the last couple years with the Catch This Fade podcast. But as we know, he's been crushing on .com right now. I mean, he literally took me under his wing and at the same time let me fly, right? Like he gave me so much important professional advice on the other side, but at the same time also wasn't like, hey, dog, come on, get over here. Like he was like, hey, look, come here real quick. Let me show you. And he was just giving me so many little tidbits that kind of helped me out throughout the day. And another big shout out to Michael Gelkin. I don't even know, y'all, if the question would have gotten asked at the press conference if not for Michael Gelkin. And I say that because I was sitting down amongst all the media people. Todd Archer's right here, Chill and Calvin, all the media people right here. And you know, they're about to start the presser. And before McCarthy comes up, he looked back and says, hey, we spoke, hey, how you doing, Michael? He said, did you get explained the procedure? I was like, no. He was like, well, this is what you do. Boom, 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 boom. And that's how you get your question. In my head, I'm like, yo, thanks, Mike. Ain't nobody else going to tell me that. Like, y'all just going to let me sit here? And, hey, can I the whole time? So, now Michael was like, this is what you got to do. You get your question asked, and that's what happened. So, salute to Pat. Salute to Michael Gelkin, who kills it. Salute to my guy, Dave Hellman. He was down there, and Miss Whitney over in Dallas. 9 deep. You going to hang with the people? Hey, he said, Scott, before you get too famous, you going to hang with the people. I ain't famous. Although, yesterday I met a kid and his family. That was pretty cool. We've been meeting a lot of people down there. But am I going to hang with the people? We hang with the people every day. In fact, if you're in the area, come through. I'm going to be on the other side today. I'm going to be in the stands and walking around and watching practice in that way. So, yeah, always, man. I love talking to the folks because I am one of the folks. I think Sketch. Is that Sketch? With the question, where do you think we're at? Where you think we at wide receiver? I think individually these guys are making strides. As a whole, you got to put a pin in it because as a whole, I'm not as confident, as encouraged as I have been from an individual standpoint with these guys. So I just kind of got to see. Satellite Sony, Isaac Taylor Stewart or Kelvin Joseph, who's making it? Oh, Kelvin Joseph's making it. I didn't know this was a thing, but Kelvin Joseph is not going to get cut. Like that's not going to happen. Isaac Taylor Stewart, depending on how long he's out, he might get one of those. Hey, big fella, you hurt. They might go ahead and maybe put him on IR because I don't really think it's gonna be hard to crack that room, y'all. It's gonna be hard. I try to get something out of Coach about that, and again, it's a game of attrition. Guys get hurt. Guys may not perform well in preseason. I think Nashawn's having a solid camp. You know, I think he's a third round pick anyway. I don't think he's gonna get cut, but when Nashawn's your fifth corner, right, and then C.J. Goodwin is a staple. That's 6. Where we fitting Duran and Isaac Taylor Stewart and whoever, right? Are we carrying 8? So I tried to pressure McCarthy a little bit on that to see if – and that was the main point of the question that I had asked McCarthy in the presser was, hey, how much special teams ability from veterans do you weigh against maybe a young guy who's developing, right? He's having some good practices, but he doesn't have any special teams ability or experience. Like, how much does that weigh into your roster building? Because if CJ is such an ace that you can't cut Deron Bland, or that you can't cut him, then you're cutting Isaac Taylor-Stewart, who's undrafted anyway, or Deron Bland, who's a 5th-round pick. That probably makes the scouts and Will McClay cringe inside. So, something to watch. Something to watch. Well, there goes CT Madden. Sky, what about Isaac Taylor-Stewart? Does he have a shot? He was out. I would say, from things I've heard, he didn't practice yesterday. But, he had a couple plays. I saw some video footage last week. I feel like he was one of those guys trying to throw his hat in the ring, too. Like, the cornerback room overall has been solid. Aiden Diggs is super famous, man. I was kicking it with him yesterday again. He's a fun little kid, man. You hear me, Trey? You hear me? Man, hey, Vach, I don't know if we're going to be able to do the behind the scenes today. We'll see. But whenever that does happen, I definitely was fitting to hit y'all with the, hey, dog, that's Dojo Vach. I don't want no – shout out to the hard hitters, man. Never. 717, man. Shout out to 717 Toxic. I would never. Thank you, Mark Douglas. Did you meet Aiden yesterday? Well, yeah, I met Aiden on Saturday. Yesterday, if you go back into the little area, he was with Malcolm, Micah's son, and he was just back there chilling. Aiden, he's a 5-year-old kid, man. He don't know what the hell going on in regards to all that. He just having fun. Sky in the Scarface voice, Mama, your boy made it. Eric Wallace says, first time kicking it with you, A to Z. Oh, man. Thank you. Thank you, man. Keep coming back through if you enjoy the show. Like I always say, I don't got my button, but I press that. If you enjoyed the show and you are new here, because I know in camp we're getting a lot of new subscribers, hit the like button. If you kind of just popped in, you're not really quite sure. You're like, yeah, I like this show, but I might not like you for real. Go watch some of the other videos. Speaking of which, we'll be dropping the interviews over the next couple days from Will Greer, Jabril Cox, and Jalen Tolbert. I think we got a really good nugget from Jabril Cox, y'all, that I talked about earlier about his status for the Denver Broncos game. We'll be dropping those things. So, continue to do all the things that help out with this channel, man. Hit the like button, subscribe, and share. That's the easiest way to support, man. That's the easiest way to support. Ultra ball not miss until he plays in games. Oh, so you're saying he's not a miss? Oh yeah, you can't say somebody's a bust is what I'm guessing you're going for. Until you see that, but right now it's a concern. We could put a pin in it, but it's a concern. Ron, he says right, CJ Goodwin ain't safe. Feels that way. I'm saying it really does. It kind of feel. And remember when we did the, hey, is the heat turned up on certain players? We had Tristan in it. We had LVE in it. I think might have LVE. But CJ Goodwin was on there, and it was because they drafted a Deron Bland, and that made me go, this cornerback room is already deep. They drafted another cornerback, and CJ Goodwin is on his last year of his contract, so something to keep an eye on. Professor O, I think Joseph and Bland bumps Goodwin. I think Joseph, it's hard to really. Oh, special teams. Steven Jones said Kelvin is dynamic, special teams guy like Goodwin. Whoa, I didn't hear the like Goodwin part. Now that is definitely something to pay attention to. If Goodwin's name was specifically brought up in special teams talk, the Heat, it went from warm to about 350. It's on about 350. And that's really kind of a good and bad take there with Kelvin. I don't want to hear he's a special team, man. That's not what I want from my second-round cornerback. But I went this whole show and didn't bring up this one name, and somebody else, most people haven't either. Anthony Brown might be having the best camp at cornerback. Not that before y'all take my words and go crazy with it. I ain't saying that Trayvon Diggs is having a bad camp. Trayvon Diggs is having a good camp too. It's just that Anthony Brown is having a really damn good camp. That's why Kelvin Joseph can't get in there over him. And that's what I wanted. If Kelvin's going to win it, I want Kelvin to take it from Anthony Brown. And I said he ain't going to lay down. As Law says, get down, Brown. He ain't lay down, Brown. He's not going to lay down. And he hasn't. And he's a leader in the locker room. He spoke with the media yesterday. Go check it out on .com. You can see me in the background. Go check it out on .com. He spoke about how all the young guys are coming to Anthony Brown. So, CJ, morning show tomorrow. Nah, I think I'm gonna drop a quick little video with the interview. We are flying out tomorrow. CJ, there you go. We're flying out tomorrow. Sky, I hear Dak got his zip back. Is this true? Dak's throwing the ball well. When I say throwing the ball well, I mean I still am worried about the pass offense as constructed. But the ball coming out his hands, yeah, he's moving around well. I think he's throwing it well, all that good stuff. Will Greer, Beast. Go watch his Beast. I won't going to say all Beast, but West Virginia tape is some fun tape. His Panther tape is not. But Will Greer is definitely QB2 right now for me. But why go all the way back to West Virginia, Danny? Go watch his Panther tape. I'm very hesitant to trust a dude named Bland. Lope 44, he says Alarcon is just a publicity stunt according to Mike Fisher. Damn, that's deep. I didn't even want to say that name. I don't know if y'all saw what he did. Safe word. Actually already liked and subbed to A to Z. Oh, appreciate you, Eric. You think Jabril is really ready to contribute at a high level, Sky, says Billy on Facebook. Yeah, I think he's going to have to. He's moving around well. Just he has to hold up, from an injury standpoint. He just has to hold up. And he's going to get the opportunity because we talk about this a lot. 579 snaps went to Keanu Neal. And I don't think they're going to use Anthony Barr like they use Keanu Neal. If you listen to McClay yesterday, he basically called – this is hilarious. He basically called Anthony Barr, he said, the precursor to Michael Parsons. I wonder how Barr took that. But anyway, so he's talking about how they're similar players and they're going to be utilized in similar ways. That ain't how Keanu Neal was used. So I still think that role is Jabril Cox. Maybe a little bit more of a Marquis Bell. We'll see about that too. But I think that role is a Jabril Cox. So, yeah, I talked to him yesterday. He was in great spirits, and he said, I'm good to go. I'm back. I'm moving. I'm good. So, but he's on a snap count. I'm so far behind on these things. I'll be here for another hour. Yeah, Vosh definitely did. I'm the chair for Jabril. How we feel about Trey in training camp? Trey tired of y'all. Trey tired of y'all. That's why he deleted his Twitter. But other than that day, Trey. I'm not gonna say that in that. But just know that I think that he's super, super focused. And I hope that once it gets back to camp, he can kind of relax, clear his mind, and go out there and prove the naysayers wrong. Prove the naysayers wrong. Well, I know Trey, or the other Trey Manning. You definitely don't fool with AB. But, man, you having a great camp, man. King Element AB's that guy. T-Hawk Sky, will Jefferson make the team? Malik Jefferson? There's not too much behind that linebacking group right now, and it's very early. Remember, we got to put a pin in everything. Are they going to cut Devin Harper? He's one of the draft picks. Just not a deep room. It's possible, man. He's been the one standing out of those other guys. He's the one that's been standing out. Brown High, Sky, is it time to extend AB? I'm not even gonna hold y'all. There's something I would have said no to without hesitation because Kelvin Joseph. Didn't you draft Kelvin to not have to do that? Put a pin in it. I'm gonna have so many pins on this damn board, but not put a pin in it. Come on, man, give me my chat back. We're gonna get through these. Nah, y'all, man, Trey, y'all wild. Cornerback room is a stalemate. I think it's the hardest room to crack. Hardest room to crack, man. Hardest room to crack. Swain, Sky, hand this clown his coloring book. Is he tripping? I've been going right over bruh's comments. So if the troll is tripping, I'll let the bomb squad get to you because I ain't even giving him no run.
Bomb Squad!
Toby with the $5 super chat. Just a hard question, Toby.
Super chat.
Who's the odd man out among Hill, Bo, and Watkins? I don't think any of them are the odd man out. But if it was like, hey, coach, it's gonna come down to these three, it would be Watkins for me because I feel like Watkins can do some 3-1 tech things though. But okay, Bo. So I feel like Bo can just be the one tech you're comfortable with a little bit more. Because last year I don't think they were that comfortable with him. Plus there was a lot of injuries, so Watkins had to do so much one tech things. But now I think if Bo, I think Bo can be that guy. Hill can be in that 3 tech rotation with Osa and with Trishnell, with Neville. So and I think if you cut him, I think it'd be wrong because he's having a solid camp, right? So it would be Watkins because he's the veteran. Much like Hill, he's on a 1-year deal. But I'd go Watkins. I'd go Los right now. And again, if it was always Hill against Watkins and Hill is playing better, bye. You know what I'm saying? That's not even a question. Bo, I think I'm waiting to see them suit up, but I think you guys will like what you see from Bo when they suit up. What did Fish do? Man, I ain't even giving him no run. I'm pretty hot about that. I didn't want to be messy, but I can literally. I'm not trying to have him because what I don't like, don't come on this space and do the things I've seen him do to other people. You got my number, but I am disappointed. Super chats, keep doing your thing, Sky. Thank you, S Rags. Peyton Manning will look bad in Carolina. No, he won't. Scott, how do you feel about playing Denver Saturday? Do you think it's a good first preseason matchup? I'm excited for preseason games because of the young guys, but I'm more excited, CJ, to know about the the joint practice. I'm more excited about the joint practice than the preseason game for the starters. James says Reynolds, James Bell, the safety, Cox, and linebacker. They're listed that way, yes. But Marquis Bell was doing a lot of J-Ron Curse things, right? Like Marquis Bell was doing a lot of J-Ron Curse things, and Dan Quinn himself came out and said, well, we want to see what Marquis Bell could do at linebacker. So when we went to try him out, we said, hey, go to the linebacker room, man. Go with George Edwards. Go do some of these things. So, he's looked at as kind of that quasi-type linebacker safety. I definitely remember when I said that. I definitely told my lady, hey, man, ain't gonna be no dang on 2-hour shows at camp. What you talking about? But listen, man, it feels good to see these things and be able to talk to y'all about it, and y'all been killing it in the chat. So if I don't go all the way down, I'll be here till practice. We still here, man. We still here. All right. With that said, the time frame, the days are kind of confused. Tuesday. Okay, yeah. Tuesday, tonight, Mauricio Rodriguez will be back on with A to Z Sports Prime Time. He's been killing it with some of the camp content as well as killing it on A to Z SportsDallas.com, along with Matt Lennox. Shout out to Matt Lennox. When I get back from camp, we hopefully will start putting together the writer's block segment where I'll get some of the writers to come on. Cole Patterson, Shane Carter, and all those that are working behind the scenes. Salute to you, Jake Reed. And big salutes to Zach, man, because, I think it was Reynolds who said, when you put us, if you give us resources, we will give you gold type of situation. And Zach has done that. Zach has put resources behind me to help make this thing grow. And so salute to Zach, man. It wouldn't have been no access yesterday without Zach. So shout out to Zach and shout out to the Bomb Squad.
Bomb Squad!
For rocking with your boy. Tune in later on the volume for the Voch Lombardi live show. We'll be talking more Cowboys camp. We'll give y'all what we saw, kind of almost instant reaction type stuff. You know, we kind of float around after practice a little bit, get here, about 20 minutes, get ourselves together, boom, we come right on. That's why it's very passionate and I think a very good show. So make sure y'all tune in later over there. And shout out to the volume behind the scenes people too, man. You know, Paul, Brum, Logan, all them boys, and missing names, but shout out to them for their contributions to this trip as well. So with that said, I'm gonna hit this button. See y'all later on the volume. Follow me on Twitter at Skywalker Still. I'll be uploading videos from camp and my thought process. I'm about tired of taking all these videos. I gotta delete so many videos in my phone. It's ridiculous. But I like to just tweet it out. So follow me at Skywalker Still. Love y'all, Bomb Squad. See y'all later. You out of here. Peace. Now I got to do two different things to get out. That one and then this one. Y'all are hilarious.